This all started in a staff meeting. Our university was restructuring. Our school was changing to a college. College of Indigenous Futures, Arts and Society, but with different areas merging into one. Research, higher education, and vocational education and training. We were asked, can we see any new collaboration opportunities within our new structure that currently don't exist? As our staff meeting continued, our new college dean asked, have you heard of a D-Lab? I see a D-Lab as a think tank. In essence, you can have a problem and find a solution, with no restrictions or boundaries between teaching streams. I have a limited understanding of higher education and research, but in a D-Lab, we can pool our skills in one place. But what could I contribute in the VET context? Here is my story of the VET Music D-Lab thread. What can I do? How can I contribute to a D-Lab? Two university colleagues, Dr. Judy Lovell in research and Dr. Al Strangeways in higher education, were already working together on a project. In effect, had started their own D-Lab. It was arts-based. It intrigued me. I had found my VET connection. And action research pedagogy was the best fit for my needs. How I teach rather than what I teach. Why do I teach? My answer is pretty simple. I enjoy teaching students how to create. As a VET facilitator, I have a primary focus on industry skilling, specialisation with activity-based training and outcomes. My professional and personal knowledge needs were triggered by the core theme of the picture. Monstrous breaches touched a nerve. I found the idea exciting to investigate and the new possibilities and angles to approach teaching. What are the students' needs? Who asks dark, negative questions of a student today? Do students have an escape or a way to express feelings other than a button on Facebook? Music can. It is rare to hear an Indigenous band or student group discuss negative stories or hear dark expressed music, but it is very common to hear uplifting bush positive theme reggae music. Musicians need a creative edge or something unique to be liked or known. Does VET deliver creativity? I planned an exercise with two different student groups, but with the same content. Very mixed students of different ages, race, with a very broad range of learning limitations and educational exposure. High school students from years 9 to 12, non and Indigenous students, all aged from 14 to 25, all current students studying VET music. I asked students to reflect on their own inner monsters and write music to accompany Monster Breaches, the monoprint, film footage of the picture, which was filmed by myself using an iPhone. This added dimension to the activity and variation. On reflection of my research, there are three big things that I have learned. Students with low technical skills could still demonstrate creativity. Therefore, having technical skills is not a prerequisite for creativity. Students can demonstrate creativity and develop creativity alongside the technical skills. So I then need to change my mindset of thinking that students need the technical skills to be able to do the creative after, as creativity is limitless. Every student group came up with something completely different, but all showed some form of creativity. One student handed in two examples for the exercise, looked at the monoprint and said, here's the audio for number 1, and turned the picture upside down and said, here's the audio for picture number 2. Do students need creativity? To quote Ken Robinson, said in a TED video, do schools kill creativity? Creativity is as important as literacy, and it should be treated as the same. Children are not frightened to have a go. If they don't know, they take a chance and will have a go. Not saying that being wrong is being creative, but what we do know is that if we're not prepared to be wrong, we won't come up with anything original. By the time most children become adults, most have lost this capacity. We run our companies this way and stigmatise mistakes. We are now running national education systems where mistakes are the worst thing you can make, and the result is we are educating people out of creativity. Picasso once said, "All children are born artists." The problem is to remain artists as we grow up. The more technically advanced and musically skilled students produced better, polished products seemed to be more creative. But were they? Am I thinking only with vet glasses on? From a vet perspective, they are competent and their product was polished and good. But was it creative? They had the technical skills. They performed the activity. The result was positive, except it was a polished product. From my new D-Lab mindset, I was then questioning my own judgment based on my technical knowledge as a vet facilitator. Is being competent enough? To conclude, here is my main point. We need to teach creativity alongside technical skills in vet. The 4 C's in 21st century learning are paramount: collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and creativity. What started out as a staff meeting and a small exercise from a picture has turned into a new focus for a vet lecturer thinking outside the square of my restraints. As Kev Carmody once wrote, "From little things, big things grow." I'm yet to show the D-Lab group my results, but I know I'll get some constructive feedback and great educated judgment. But one thing is certain, I will be teaching creativity alongside of technical skills within the vet system and look to embed creativity into everything and harness different teaching methodologies to assist my teaching practice.